5 fragrances that I used to hate but now absolutely love. 3, 2, 1, let's do this. Hi, my name is Monica Cho, and on this channel we talk about fragrances. So if you're interested in fragrances, press that subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified of my latest videos, and let's get on with today's video. I sometimes find that when I smell a fragrance, it's so hyped. I've heard about it. I've just heard everybody speak about it. I'm like, oh, this is going to be so good. I'm so excited, and I smell it and I'm disappointed, or I can even hate it and then I'm even more disappointed. I'm thinking, this is just not what I signed up for. These 5 fragrances were that. They were so hyped that I expected something from just reading the notes, but then they weren't exactly that, and I was disappointed, but then I absolutely fell in love with them. So which are those 5 fragrances? The most controversial one, I would say, is Baccarat Rouge from Maison Francisco Kojane, and this is such a popular niche scent that if you are even not into fragrances that much, you might even know about this. So this is a very expensive fragrance and it's very popular. It has a very odd scent that it's hard to describe. It smells like burnt sugar, and then it's got some hospitally sort of vibe. It's extremely sweet, extremely powerful. It's just very, very hard to describe. It's got some woodiness there at the base. When I first smelled it, I was like, people are really that impressed by this fragrance. I just couldn't understand it. And then I applied it because I was like, I don't like it, but people love it, so they must love it for some reason. So I was at the shops, I applied it, and I went out to visit somebody. I've never been to their home, and their home smelled like they must have cooked lamb, and if you didn't know, I don't really like eating meat, and they have cooked something and it smelled so bad for me personally in the house. And the scent, this is a powerful scent. It was very strong too. So after that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is even worse, because now it's just mixed with that smell and I just hate it. So for a while, I stayed away from this scent. I was like, no way, this is just bad. But after a while, I was like, okay, let me just go back to it, because often when just your smell changes, or you might be able to appreciate some scents differently in different weather. So I applied it again, wore it. Okay, I was like, not fast. Then the next day I applied it. It was better, and I continued on, and after a while I just fell in love with it. It's just one of those scents that just makes me feel good. I can wear it if I want to feel powerful, confident. It's a unisex scent. It's intriguing. I think people are like, what are you wearing? Often they'll just ask me, or they'll compliment me on this. This is a great compliment getter, and I just love it now. I got this one, the straight version, and I really want to get the eau de parfum when I run out of this, because the eau de parfum is a bit sharper. But yeah, I just love it now. And my husband wore it yesterday for the first time, and I was like, oh, you smell so good. And he was wearing this. I was like, oh, great. That he actually, the red bottle was scaring him a bit, but he also started loving it. So I think it's one of those scents that had so much hype, and I had a bad situation, bad smell also happened when wearing this fragrance. I was just around a bad smell, and it just wasn't a great mix. But now I absolutely love it. I adore it. I recommend it to you guys because I think it's a great, great scent. Next up is a fragrance that I thought I would like because I love figs. If you know my channel, I talk about fig fragrances quite a lot. I love the greenness of figs, like Philosopos Diptyque, that fragrance, I love it. And this is a fragrance based, well, it's concentrated on figs. So I thought, for sure, I'll just love it. And I didn't expect to actually not like it at all. I was really, really surprised. So this is Premier Figuier Extrême by L'Artisan Parfumeur. And this is a popular fragrance, many people know it. And to me, when I first wore it, it gave me a huge, huge headache because it's very intense and it's very dense, very piercing. and it's figs, but not figs that I was used to. I'm usually more into light fig scents, more green fig scents, and this is a heavier coconutty fig fragrance that also, this fragrance kind of smells like paper to me. There's this dryness, I think, maybe because of the musks in it. It's very dry to my nose. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's very, very dry, bit coconutty, very dense fig, bit lactic, but very, very strong. So the first few times I've tried it, my head hurt. It was like a huge headache. It was a migraine. I just couldn't do it. And I was like, why can't I love it? I love figs. This is just so bad. And many people have raved about this fragrance to me. So what I've been doing recently, and I've been loving, is spraying it very, very little of it. So just one spray, I'll just go like this in this motion, and that's enough. I just found that when you spray it lightly, it doesn't give me a headache, and I love the fig scent of this. If I spray more, then it's just overwhelming. So it's good testament to this fragrance if you love strong fragrances and you find that fig fragrances often disappear like this. This is a good one. And if you love light fig fragrances, then just go lightly with it, or get the non-extreme version. I probably should have done that. I just thought, no, usually fig fragrances are light. I'll just get the extreme version, but it's very extreme, okay? This is very strong, but I love it. It's absolutely stunning during like spring, summer, nighttime. This is very appropriate. Very unisex, not very sweet at all, just very, very nice and everyday sort of scent. So yeah, that was the next one. Next is a fragrance that you probably didn't expect, is Bleu de Chanel. The first time I have smelled this, I didn't like it, and I thought it was extremely strong, but I smelled it just like this and off the strip later on, and it was just too strong. And I think sometimes with loads of these situations, there was just something wrong with the setting or something when I smelled the fragrance for the first time. So you see how important it is just to keep your mind and nose fresh when you smell a new fragrance, not to just cloud your judgment of a fragrance. Because this I smelled at the duty-free airport, and it was just loads of scents. You know how everybody sprays everything. It was too intense, and I've smelled like loads already, and this was so strong. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't deal with this. This is awful. But then I came back to it, and I absolutely love it now. I think it's a staple in every guy's collection. Women love it. It's a perfect everyday classy scent. It's very, very good. Next up, we've got Jean Paul Gaultier Essence. This fragrance, in general, Le Mal, the first time I smelled it, I didn't like it actually, because it just reminded me of some dupes that probably my friends in like school used to wear that weren't very high quality. But this, when I first smelled it, I thought, really? Do people really like this? I just couldn't get it. I found it to be not very sophisticated. I found it to be very popular, but not in a good way at all, and I just didn't get it. But then I got the bottle for my husband, because I was like, I was just intrigued, and there was a good deal for it, so I got it for him, and he started wearing it, and I really, really like it. I think it's a very good everyday sort of scent if you like denser fragrances, or a nighttime alternative to the original Le Mal, because this has got much more leathery notes in it. So it's deeper, it's more romantic, I would say. It's more of a romantic scent, and I really like how just huggable and soft it is. It's a very good composition on a very, very affordable budget. So this is an excellent fragrance for the budget, definitely. And since I first smelled it, I've grown to absolutely love it. And lastly, it is Montale. Woo! whoa, I love the packaging. So this fragrance, I love the packaging now, but I used to hate the packaging, absolutely hate the packaging. When I first saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, I just don't even want to approach this section of a fragrance shop because I don't like the packaging. It's very, very light. It's metal-like, and I just didn't like it. I don't think it was very luxury, but now I obviously love it. This has been a hype fragrance. It's called Intense Cafe from Montale. And this has had so much hype on the internet, and people have recommended it to me. And I was like, oh, I just don't know. And when I first smelled it, I thought, okay, like nothing special. I just don't really like it. The second time I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. So I sprayed it on my hand, and throughout the day I fell in love with it. This scent is so beautiful. It smells like fresh black coffee, and then rose and some vanilla woodiness sort of vibe. This is beautiful. It's so sweet and dense, truly unisex, but I love that it's got that cafe and name because it does smell like fresh black coffee, and I love coffee. And it's not a very strong smell. It's just this vibe. It's almost as if the fragrance was linear and there was coffee just on the outside, just like a bubble of coffee goodness. And I think that's the best way to describe it. And this is very, very saturated, thick. When you spray it, you can actually see the oiliness of the oil. So it's very highly concentrated. It's an excellent fragrance, and it's not that expensive either. This one was sent to me by Notino, so thank you so much, Notino. I love shopping at them, and because I've made a video about them, they were like, oh, thank you so much for mentioning us, and they have sent me this fragrance, which is amazing. And I will be buying much more Montales. Let me know which Montales you really, really like, because I really want to get chocolate greedy too. But this was the last one. I love it now. I'm going to wear it actually today, I think. Anyway, let me know what fragrances you hated, but now you absolutely love. I think it's quite curious that your mind can get changed so much. So let me know down in the comments. And talking about comments, let me read the comment of the day. Today's comment is from Robert Quinlan. He says, who needs a notification when you're refreshing your feed every 5 minutes? Interesting to see your picks for the list. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been doing that too, watching loads of YouTube, refreshing my feed. So I totally get it, especially in this quarantine that we are in. I post every Monday and Thursday, on occasionally on a day here and there. So press that notification bell to get notified of my latest video coming up. If you love it, you can wear it no matter what the marketing team are telling you. Just wear what you like, guys. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye, guys.